explore the intended learning outcomes in Chapter 1, the Introduction to Gymnastics. The first one, we have to demonstrate knowledge of the nature of gymnastics. Second, link gymnastics with cognitive health and overall wellness. And the third one is to show appreciation of gymnastics as an art and a sport. So, what is gymnastics? Okay, so gymnastics is a sport of the future, which nonetheless enjoys a long heritage and preserves an ancient tradition of demonstrating exactly what a person is capable of. Okay, so gymnastics involve the performance of exercises on or with an apparatus or a partner, requiring physical strength, flexibility, coordination, power, agility, grace, balance, and control. Gymnastics is one of the oldest Olympic sports and one of the world's most popular sports. Moreover, it is one of the most inclusive sports where male or female, young or old, able-bodied or disabled can take part. So we are now in the history of gymnastics. The first one is gymnastics is one of the world's oldest physical activities and sports, and its origin can be traced back thousands of years. Gymnastics was most likely first depicted in Egyptian artifacts through hieroglyphics. The earliest known physical evidence of gymnastics can be found in the art of ancient Egypt, where female acrobats performed for the pharaohs and the Egyptians' nobility. Third, record shows that during the ancient time, the Chinese and the Egyptians were the first to practice various gymnastics routines for fitness and entertainment. But the Greeks were the first to develop the competitive aspects of gymnastics, which originally meant all forms of athletics. It was first practiced at the ancient Olympic Games at Mount Olympus. So all this sprang from their belief in the ideal of a sound mind in a sound body. So they have a belief that the ideal of a sound mind in a sound body. Next is, by 800 BC, Greece, China, Persia, and India were using gymnastics for military training. So, before Christ era, the country of Greece, China, Persia, and India were using gymnastics for military training. Gymnastics as practiced from early times appears to have spread from Egypt to Greece and Rome. The next one is, in 776 BC, the Greeks held the first Olympic Games, which was a festival dedicated to their god Zeus. Gymnastics was added in the ancient Olympic Games. Gymnastics involved boxing, wrestling, throwing, jumping, track and field, and weightlifting, which later in history became separate sports. Next, the name of the sports gymnastics is derived from the ancient Greek word gymnos, which literally translated means naked art. So in ancient Greece, male athletes trained and competed in the nude. Because of this, women were excluded from the ancient games, not just as competitors but also as spectators. Next, the Greeks built elaborate complexes known as gymnasia for their physical education training around 6th century BCE or before Christ era. Okay, so there were three types of teachers in gymnasium. The first one is the grammatistes, second, guitaristes, and the third one is the paidotrides. So grammatistes, these are the teachers who taught reading, writing, and other scholarly pursuits. Second, the guitaristes. So these are also teachers who taught music. And the last one is the paidotrides. So these are teachers in gymnasium who were physical fitness teachers. Okay, so the last part of the history of gymnastics is a sport basic to all sports and is recognized for its vital role in the development of the total fitness of the individual. It is an artistic expression of a graceful yet demanding and difficult movement, both for fitness or competition purposes. That's why gymnastics spreads around the world. So, in the history of gymnastics, we can't achieve the development of gymnastics without the educators who became the contributors in the development of gymnastics. So, there are educators and contributors in the development of gymnastics. So, the first one, we have Johann Bernhard Wieslow in 1723 to 1790. He is a German who introduced gymnastics in school curriculum. Second, we have Johann Götz Motz in 1759 to 1839. He is also a German, known as the great grandfather of gymnastics, who wrote a book entitled Gymnastics for the Youth. He also invented the outdoor apparatuses like the seesaw, horizontal ladder, the oblique wooden ladder, the climbing rope, balance beam, and the rope ladder. The third one, we have Friedrich Ludwig John in 1778 to 1852. He is also a German who considered as the father of modern gymnastics. He started the Turnverein movement or the tumbling clubs, which is generally for young men in Germany. The fourth one, we have Per Henrik Ling in 1776 to 1839. He is a Swedish who introduced gymnastics in European school. He invented the bars and the vaulting box or Swedish box. The fifth one is Mr. Adolf Spies or Spies in 1810 to 1858. He is a Swiss, so he introduced marching and freehand exercise performed with music. The sixth one is Dr. Dudley Sargent in 1849 to 1924. He is an American, so he is the first American to include gymnastics in their school curriculum. The seventh one is Mr. Candido Bartolome. He is a Filipino, a UP professor who secured support for gymnastic competitions at the university, and he helped other organizations in the Philippines develop their own programs. The eighth one is Miss Francisca Reyes Aquino in 1899 to 1983. She is also a Filipino, so she is a mother of Philippine folk dance, a member of the Bureau of Public Schools, and a folk and rhythm dance educator, contributed to the early training of gymnasts at the university. Specifically, she infused gymnastics routines with dance moves unique to the culture. So that's all the educators who contributed to the development of gymnastics. So next topic will be reported with our next reporter.
So, gymnastics as a sport. Gymnastics is a sport that includes exercises requiring balance, strength, flexibility, agility, coordination, and endurance. Gymnasts are at risk for traumatic like fractures, sprains, as well as overuse injuries like tendinitis. The ankle, knee, and the lower back are the most commonly injured body parts in gymnasts. Because of the amount of weight bearing through the arms, gymnasts are at increased risk for wrist, elbow, and shoulder injuries. Gymnastics is a beautiful and difficult sport and is very demanding for the body and mind. No way with all the effort and practice that goes into it that it cannot be considered a sport, but it has to be considered a sport. So in conclusion, yes, gymnastics is a sport and sure is a hard one. There are 5 reasons why gymnastics is a great sport by Julie Baron. Number 1, it is a sport that benefits to all sports. Gymnastics provide a great foundation for all sports. Gymnastics develops strength, flexibility, balance, agility, and coordination that all skills needed for sports like soccer, hockey, baseball, basketball, volleyball, and football. Second, it teaches persistence and mental toughness. It explains that gymnastics is a sport where you fall again and again, and you have to continually brush yourself off and get back up there. You may fall off the bars, but you always chalk back and finish what you started. The sport teaches you the power of yet. Rather than conditioning oneself to say, I can't do it, it teaches you to say, I can't do it yet. Number 3, weather and seasons are not a factor. So, it explains that gymnastics is a year-round sport, so there is no need to wait until gymnastics season. As a result, you can participate year-round or as it works in your schedule without worrying about the time of the year. Last, the fourth one is the social skills and life lessons. Gymnastics teaches commitment, dedication, and builds confidence and self-esteem. All of these qualities breed success both in a child's current stage as well as in the future. Number 5, it makes you better at writing, math, and reading. It explains that the strength kids build in their arms and hands improve their handwriting skills. The forward and backward movements or bilateral activities performed at gymnastics build visual and audio senses. These movements and activities also increase spatial awareness that helps develop math skills.
Gymnastics as an aesthetic expression. Gymnastics is often regarded as a captivating form of aesthetic expression. Gymnastics as an aesthetic expression combines athleticism and artistry to create captivating performances that engage and inspire audiences. Its combination of strength, flexibility, and grace allows athletes to create beautiful and artistic routines. The fluid movements, precise choreography, and expressive gestures contribute to the overall aesthetic appeal of gymnastics performances. It is not just a sport but also an art form that showcases the beauty of the human body in motion. It combines athleticism with artistry, making it a unique and visually appealing sport. The sport's emphasis on fluidity, balance, and control allows gymnasts to convey emotions and narratives, making it a unique art form within the realm of athletics. Gymnastics performances celebrate the beauty of the human body in motion, making it a visually stunning and emotionally engaging spectacle.
The next topic that I'm going to discuss is fitness benefits. There are 3 benefits. 1, physical, 2, cognitive, 3, psychological. The first one is physical. It means being physically active can improve your brain health, help manage weight, reduce the risk of disease, strengthen bones and muscles, and improve your ability to do everyday activities. 1. An increase in muscular strength, flexibility, and endurance. So it means muscular strength means how much force your muscles can exert or how heavy weights they can lift. Next is muscular endurance, the ability of your muscles to sustain exercise for a period of time, and flexibility, the ability to move muscles and joints through a full range of motion. Next is the ability to relax. Relaxation skills address anxiety from the standpoint of the body by reducing muscle tension, slowly down breathing, and calming the mind. Examples for these are meditation and yoga. Next is correct body alignment while walking, standing, and jumping. It is about alignment refers to how the head, shoulders, spine, hips, knees, and ankles relate and line up with each other. Proper alignment of the body puts less stress on the spine and help you have good posture. To keep proper alignment, avoid the following positions or movement: having a bent posture and head forward posture. The next is the knowledge of how to fall and roll safely. It is about no matter what height you fall from, you should always try to land on your feet. Landing feet first concentrates the impact force on a small area, allowing your feet and legs to absorb the worst of the below. If you are in any other position, try to right yourself before you hit the ground. Next is increased agility and coordination. Agility is especially important in sports where players have a maneuver around obstacles and opponents, as it provides them with the ability to quickly accelerate, decelerate, change direction, and maintain balance. By improving agility, athletes can increase their speed, coordination, balance, and overall performance. That is physical. Let's forward to cognitive. Cognitive is the overall purpose of cognitive activities in physical education to help students understand movement, concepts, principles, and strategies which aids the development of motor skills and the performance of sports and other types of physical activities. One is awareness of the body. Body awareness is how conscious and connected you are to your own body. It's also known as kinesthesia, or the awareness of position and movements of body parts in relation to muscles and joints. In short, it's how you recognize where your body is in space. 2. Awareness of space and where the body is in it. Proprioception is the awareness of the body in space. It is the use of joint position sense and joint motion sense to respond to stresses placed upon the body by alteration of posture and movement. 3 is awareness of relationships, body parts to each other and the apparatus. It is about proprioception is the unconscious awareness of body position. It tells us about the position of our body parts, their relation to each other, and their relation to other people and objects. It communicates how much force is necessary for muscles to exert and allows us to grade our movements. And awareness of relation with others. Social awareness and relationship involves empathizing with and taking the perspective of others, understanding social and ethical norms for behavior, and cultivating positive, supportive connections with friends, classmates, and adults. That is cognitive. Let's move on to psychological. It is the interpretation and explanation of behavior in mental or physical terms. It is the science which seeks to interpret in physical or mental terms the behavior of living organism so far as that is physically conditions. Psychology is the science of human behavior. 1 is the joy of movement mastery. It is about shows how movement is intertwined with some of the most basic human joys, including self-expression, social connection and mastery, and why it is powerful antidote to the modern epidemics of depression, anxiety, and loneliness. 2. Discipline and self-control. Self-control says no or stop, and self-discipline says go and keep it going. Self-control is discipline in the face of pressure from an immediate urge, desire, or compulsion. The next is the exercise habit as a pleasurable daily occurrence. It is about physical activity or exercise can improve your health and reduce the risk of developing several diseases like type 2 diabetes, cancer, and cardiovascular disease. Physical activity and exercise can have immediate and long-term health benefits. Most importantly, regular activity can improve your quality of life. The 4th is a confident self-image and a positive attitude towards their body. Having a positive body image includes accepting and appreciating one's body. Having a broad concept of beauty, taking steps to care for others, for one's body, and appreciate in ways that feel healthy and fulfilling. And the last one is trust. Is this the last one? Yes. It is the trust in one's own abilities, move from a world of I can't to I can. It is about the self-confidence is trust in oneself, one's personal judgment, ability, power, etc. One's self-confidence often increases as one satisfactorily completes particular activities. Self-confidence involves a positive belief that one can generally accomplish what one wishes to do in the future. That's all my topic for fitness benefits. Let's move forward to the next topic.
So the last topic is the safety protocols of gymnastics. First is warm up. Always begin with a thorough warm up. Prepare your muscles and joints for the physical demands of gymnastics. This may include jogging, stretching, and dynamic movements. Second, proper equipment. Ensure that you are using appropriate and well-maintained equipment for each gymnastics activity. Inspect equipment regularly for any signs of damage or wear and report any issues to your coach or supervisors. Third, professional supervision. It is important to have a professional supervision because it is crucial to perform gymnastics under the supervision of qualified and experienced coaches or instructors who can guide and correct your technique. They will also ensure that you are following safety procedures. Fourth, technique and progressions. Masters the basic techniques and progress through proper progressions before attempting advanced skills. This helps build a solid foundation and reduces the risk of injury. Fifth, spotting. When learning new skills, always have a trained spotter assist you. A spotter can provide guidance, support, and help prevent fails or accidents. Sixth, use safety mats. Place appropriate safety mats or landing surfaces in the areas where you anticipate falling or landing. This helps cushion the impact and reduces the risk of injuries, especially for high-impact moves like flips and aerial tricks.
Strength and conditioning. Develop and maintain strength, flexibility, and conditioning levels to help reduce the risk of injury. Regular strength and conditioning exercises will increase your body's ability to handle and demand of gymnastics. 8. Communicate and stay aware. Always communicate with your coach or teammates if you are not feeling well or you notice any potential hazards or unsafe conditions. Staying aware of your surroundings and being cautious can prevent accidents. Number 9. Avoid overreaction and fatigue. Know your limits and avoid pushing yourself too hard. Fatigue increases the risk of injuries, so take necessary rest, breaks, and listen to your body. Number 10. Follow a proper progression plan. Work with your coach or instructor to follow a structured progression plan that regularly builds up skills and difficulty level. Rushing into the advanced moves without proper preparation can lead to injuries. 11. Stay hydrated. Drink enough water before, during, and after practice sessions to stay properly hydrated. This will help prevent muscle cramps and reduce the risk of fatigue. Lastly, 12. Report injuries and seek medical attention. If you experience any injuries during gymnastics, notify your coach or supervisor immediately. Seek medical attention as needed to secure proper diagnosis, treatment, and recovery. Remember, safety should always be a top priority when performing gymnastics. By following these safety protocols and guidelines, you can minimize the risk of injuries and enjoy the sport to its fulfillment.